在国际文法节 #National Grammar Day 我们要来推荐一首很幽默的歌曲 It's called Word Crimes by Weird Al 那这首歌也提到了大家常犯的文法错误哦 So without further ado 让我们来听听这首歌的片段或许你会觉得这个曲调非常熟悉哦
Okay, now here's the deal I'll try to educate you Gonna familiarize you with the nomenclature You'll learn the definitions of nouns and prepositions Literacy's your mission And that's why I think it's a good time To learn some grammar Now did I stammer? Work on that grammar You should know it It's less or it's fewer Like people who were Never raised in a sewer I hate these word crimes Like I could care less
Hey everyone, welcome back to Executive Plus Podcast episode 50. Woo. Yay! So it's been an interesting road. This is now officially episode 50. And it happens to land on National Grammar Day. So today we're going to share with you a little bit of a fun look at grammar. But first, we have a small request.
对，那因为我们已经到了第50集了，所以对我们来讲真的是也算是一个非常特别的一个 journey。那我们也希望大家能够来鼓励我们继续的走下去。那如果能的话，大家到 Spotify， 如果你是用 Spotify 听啊，帮我们关注一下。那如果你是到 Apple Podcast 的话，那可以帮我们去留个言，或者是给我们一个 rating， 这是我们都会非常非常感激，因为这样都可以帮助我们继续走下去。You know, it's like encouragement for us to keep going down this journey with you guys.
As many of you know, this has been a side project that we have put together every week consistently for the last 6 months at least. So anything that you can do to help show us that you enjoy what content, or feel free to join the Facebook, leave a comment, and let us know what you want to hear going forward.
没有错。那另外还有一点就是因为我们现在做的很多 podcast 我们都会放一些讲义在里面。那有很多人是觉得说讲义有的时候不太好找。那其实我们在 Facebook 上面，我们现在每一周，那我都会把讲义也放在周四的 post 上面。所以如果你想要看得到讲义的话，也要希望能够比较好 access 这些讲义的话，可以到我们 Executive Plus 主管英文的 fan page 上面like 我们一下，然后跟踪我们一下，那你就可以看到我们周四的 posting and all the handouts will be on there.
Well, without further ado, let's get into today's topic of National Grammar Day. So, Sherry, you picked out a song that you found that really embodies the spirit of this holiday.
第一个我觉得像我在打说National Grammar Day 到底要 celebrate 什么呢？除了 grammar 之外，这首歌是大概是在所有的那种 Google Search 里面它都会出来的。那其实我对 Weird Al 这个作者应该算是创作家吧，我不是非常的 familiar， 但是我常听到他的名字。So, you know, who is this guy actually, Nick?
So, Weird Al is a singer-songwriter.But he's most famous because he makes a lot of parodies of really popular songs. He will take the same beat and he'll play with the lyrics to make it more fun or interesting. So you hear a lot of his songs around pop culture. And he's been doing it since the 1980s. So if you look up Weird Al Yankovic songs, you will find every possible pop culture reference starting back from the 1980s until today.
那当然我们也会把这首歌的 YouTube link 也放在我们的 description box。那刚刚 Nick 也说了，他做了非常多的 parody 也就是那种很搞笑的那种模仿。那他这首歌就是当然我相信可能应该很多人听了因为觉得非常的 familiar， 他就是在利用了那个 Robin Thicke、right?
Yeah, Robin
Thicke's
Thicke's
Blurred Line、这首歌。那他在这里面他讲到了非常多我们平常可能会常犯的一些文法的错误。 那我们今天 pick out 3个 word crimes， 那来分享给大家，因为有的时候我们还是需要一些 reminder， 一些小小的提醒，让我们平常在口语上面 speaking 上面或 writing 上面能够更顺。
Now, keep in mind what makes this song a lot of fun is that this is actually aimed at native speakers. So if these are a few of the mistakes that you make, don't feel bad. Native speakers make them so often that we had to make a song about them. So the first mistake was actually in the intro that we played for you a bit, the difference between less and fewer.
其实这个蛮好玩，其实在考试的时候我相信没有人会写错。less 我们都是来修饰那个不可数的名词，那 fewer 是可数的名词，但是偏偏我们在讲话的时候真的大部分人还是会忽略这个 grammar rule.
There's a lot of times that people switch these out. And it's not just less or fewer, but most of the time when we're looking at countable and uncountable things, what we use as the correct modifier can be quite confusing. So in the case of less or fewer, less is often something that we cannot count. Like, we have less water. I cannot have 1 water or 2 waters unless I have, of course, something like a water bottle. But there's a lot of concerns with environmentalists that we have less and less fresh water available around the world.
And of course, we never wanted to run out of money, but sometimes, you know, in the beginning of the month, we got to pay for something, so we have less money.
Yes.
Or less time. 所以这个time 跟 money 大概是非常我们会常去用到的一个名词。那当然 less 就是我们这边的正确的 modifier.
Right. Now, fewer gets most often used when there's something countable, when there's a noticeable difference. Like, there are fewer days in February than any other month.
Exactly. Or there are fewer people on the street because of the pandemic.
Yes. Please make fewer mistakes in your grammar going forward.
There you go. 那第二个我们所挑的这种文法的 word crime, doing good versus doing well.
And this is something that people get hit a lot with very early in their language learning.
Yeah.
But it's something that still takes time to get used to. Now, if you're doing good, this is usually an action to mean that you're helping someone. So you'll actually see things like Superman is always out doing good, or superheroes are out doing good, or someone who works for a charity believes in doing good.
So doing good, again, you know, 就是做好事, right? You know, 你捐钱, 捐款, 帮助, 当 volunteer, you're doing good.
Now, well is more of a state of being. Like, I'm happy or I'm sad. I'm doing well. Or I'm sleeping well.
Exactly. So doing well, sleeping well. 在 doing well 也就是你做得很好，或者是你睡得很好，你晚上睡得很好。Did you sleep well? 我们不会讲说 Did you sleep good?
Yes. So in the future, if you want to speak well, be sure to do it with the correct use of good versus well.
Yeah. 那最后一个呢，也就是在这首歌里面，他也讲到了一个，也就是我们有可能会犯，尤其是在写作的时候会犯的，也就是 Dangling Participle。那 Dangling Participle 在中文来讲，可能我们会讲悬垂的分词，意思就在讲说这个分词，也就是我们在一个句子的开始，我们有的时候会用 VING。那这个分词呢，它没有正确的，或者是它不明确的去修饰这个句子的主词。So, for example, 我们平常有时候会犯的一些错误的句子，比如说在等公车来的时候，然后突然就下起雨来了，所以有时候我们会讲 Waiting for the bus, it began to rain。所以这个地方就是我们的 dangling participle。 为什么呢？ Waiting for the bus 这个就是我们的分词，那它应该要来修饰这个主词。那是谁在等公车呢？当然是我们咯，是人。所以你后面其实那个 comma 之后呢，应该要接的是 I 而不是 it。
When you have a comma break it's usually more noticeable. So, for example, if I use the sentence, talking to Sarah, it seemed like I worried too much. It's very often easy to fix this kind of dangling participle by just putting the subject back into the correct place. Talking to Sarah, I noticed that I worried too much. But oftentimes in writing, where people start to really have difficulty with dangling participles is when their adjective and their subject in a sentence is all put together with no commas or no breaks in the sentence. So, for example, if I said, I smelled the beef stew coming down for dinner. Logically, this makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
But this is still a dangling participle because this actually is saying that you're smelling soup walking down the stairs, right? Like you have a big pot of stew just coming down the stairs and you start to smell it. And so when switching it around, you can actually use the comma to break up these two subjects to make it clearer by saying something like, while coming down for dinner, I smelled the beef stew.
所以这种事情常会发生，因为有的时候我们想要讲的，比如说是我们希望能够形容的是两件事情，比如说 I smell 这个 beef stew， 然后另外一件事情是 I coming down the stairs。 那有的时候你没有想太多，就把它两者放在一起变成一个句子的话，你就会有一些蛮有趣的事情会发生。So again, if you wanted to 要形容这个的意思的话呢，你必须要用这个我们所谓的分词，也就是 while coming down for dinner, comma 后面接的就是我们的主词，也就是 I smelled the beef stew。 Alright， 我希望大家还蛮喜欢今天的这种小小的，有的时候我们会常犯错的这种 grammar reminder for everyone。 因为有的时候我们在工作的时候，或者我们在讲话的时候，我们不太会注意这种小小的细节，或者有的时候你太注意了，反而会让你讲话没有办法那么的顺。所以我们当然要取一个中间， You know, it's always good to find a balance, but also just have this reminder ever so often so that we could communicate better.
We'll also leave you a link for the lyrics to the Weird Al song. So I suggest you go through them, see what other word crimes you could spot, and there's a lot of information out there, including a few links that we'll give you for famous writers, famous online cartoonists, talking about interesting mistakes that even native speakers make all the time when it comes to English.
没错，那我们也会分享给大家一些不同的 resource， 也是蛮有趣的。他有时候用幽默啊，或者是用插图啊，能够去讲说，哪一些文法的错误，那这个错误可能会搞出什么样的笑话，所以让大家也能比较好的学习。So I really hope you guys enjoy this episode today, and we'll see you guys or talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. 如果你喜欢我们的 podcast， 欢迎来追踪我们的主管英文 Executive Plus 的 Facebook。 那也可以写信到我们的信箱 yourcareerplus@gmail.com